Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Community Report. I am Dari Ido. Are you considering buying a motorbike for adventure, for cruise, or speed? Of course, before taking this decision, you must weigh your pros and cons, either as a beginner or a veteran. In Nigeria, there are a group of people brought together by passion and drive for those big engine and big tire machines. And at this point, I believe you know I'm talking about those who are riding largely for fun and adventure. On this episode of the program, we take you on a ride to that community of bikers where capacity, safety, and aesthetics lives. The motorbikes community is growing, and for these bikers, it is not just about linking a few corners together or beating the traffic gridlock. For cruising, sports, touring, adventure, there are different types of motorbikes. So this convergence allows the display of machines, talents, and gears. The community is big on who drives what and for what purpose. They are not only riding for fun, they are also networking.
Every biker or every potential biker or every guy, always had a childhood dream of owning a power bike. There's nobody that did not have that coming right from. So it's more like just nicknames that just to create a certain kind of brotherhood, family. So that's why you have several groups, you have several families, biking community. So it's more fun to just be recognized by your like a nickname or something.
So it's an identity of some sort.
Perfect, an identity. Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us about your biking experience so far?
So I haven't been biking long. I've been biking for like say 2 years plus, and so far so good. Everybody's always looking for a way to escape. With your busy corporate life. Some people drink, some people smoke, some people do whatever, travel. So for us that have, we are risk takers and we love the experience of burst, adrenaline, speed. So far so good. It's been wonderful, and it has brought you to meet a couple of people that also share the same, I would say, creativity and love the same thrill.
Parade of exquisite motorbikes is not an everyday affair, so the gathering is attracting those who want to catch a glimpse of the bikers and what they've got to display. There are many questions non-bikers would like to ask, and members of this community are providing some answers.
For me, because I'm a tourer, I love to travel. I will go on adventure bikes or touring bikes. But for someone like you that wants to start riding, I would say you start on a lower capacity so that you can understand the dynamics of how biking works. You should have the basic skills. You should learn, make mistakes, and you learn. Then from there you progress. So like I said, it depends on why you want to ride. If you want to ride because of you don't want to encounter Lagos traffic, yes. Maybe you can go for the street bikes. But if you want to travel, say up north or around Nigeria or out of Nigeria, the best bikes are the adventure bikes. For something like this, they're also called adventure and touring bikes.
Ayo Ajala has traveled across the country and beyond on a bike. An interest not every biker is picking up.
It's an interesting story. So 2016, I made up my mind I was going to ride. And I remember as a child, I used to ride bicycles a lot. So I told my dad I wanted to ride professionally. He came out like, baby girl, please, this is Nigeria, And because he's my dad, I just listened to him. Then 2016, I went online. I was looking for riding school. Normally for every biker, before you go on the road, you should go to riding school. So there are a couple of riding schools around Lagos. And I went there. It took me probably a month and a half to learn how to ride. Met some amazing bikers. Those have been riding for years, and I took it from them. I've been to places I never imagined I've gone to be to. I've gone to. I've been to Ghana. I've been up north. I've been to Gombe, Yola. Like last month, I was in Gombe, Yola, Jalingo, Ikom. Yeah, courtesy of my other Egbons, other riders. It was amazing. One of the best rides of my life. So for every time you embark on the journey, we have a ride plan. And there are rules you must abide by. If you don't abide by the rules, they take you out of the ride. So there's for every ride, there's always a ride, there's always instructions you must follow. Just like in life, in your office, you must go according to the rules and regulations of the organization. So that's what it is for us.
It's a good idea to understand the terrain of where you're visiting so you can keep yourself as safe as possible. Members of the community say safety is a culture and cannot be compromised.
When you set out to ride, you ensure, as part of a safety consciousness, ensure that your tires are well, your tires are good, your brakes are intact, everything that you need to put in place, you ensure that they're all okay. So that you don't skid off, you don't slip off. Sometimes you can have almost a brand new tire riding, and then you run into, what's that? Diesel.
Diesel, yeah.
It's a biker's nightmare.
Yeah, that's your worst nightmare.
That's a new information.
Yeah.
It's a biker's nightmare.
Your worst nightmare ever.
It's the worst nightmare for bikers.
Even
You don't want to
okra.
run into a diesel.
Yeah, okra will take
Even
you out.
okra will take
Or
you out.
banana.
Or banana
Or a stone.
The stone, yeah, well, if your tire is very okay, you can grind over it, the stone.
So let me tell you something. Our attention span is 200% compared to someone that is driving. Because I'm calculating for the person that is trying to cross. You're driving now. I can see what you're doing from your side mirrors. You can be distracted. I'm trying to get attention. Then maybe next thing you want to go left, you go right all of a sudden. So I have to, my calculation, or maybe there's a diesel spill now. I'm like, okay, how do I do this? Also, okay, I'm a lady now. I see a lot of people trying to tell me, oh, she's a lady, they're engrossed, they're fixated. So once I see, it's either I go to a corner and lie to go, or I find an escape route and disappear.
Just simply put, being a biker, a rider, it helps you sharpen your mental alertness.
Yes.
You're very calculated while you're riding.
You can't talk about bikes without safety. Safety begins with individuals, and the biker community is always emphasized on safety. So before you even think of getting the bike, we always prefer, you go through first of all the training, whether this is what you want. But we all have that appetite of biking, so we go through the process of actually making sure that you know what you're getting yourself into.
There are many assumptions about this category of motorcyclists. The bikers community believe there are myths and misconceptions about them.
As part of our home vision, we strive to enlighten the public, the general public. We preach safety. First and foremost, we preach safety. We've had sensitization exercise a few times.
Yes, campaign awareness.
We've had to speak with the motorcycle Okada community. We lecture them on gearing up, appropriately for all kind of rides. Because you find most of this, when they say we are suicidal, we are not the suicidal ones. Okada riders, dispatch riders, you find them go on short pants, slippers, even without tops. But you won't find an average regular motorcycle bikers do that.
We got them talking about safety, crashes, and general perception of bikers.
Oh, special thanks to federal government for the new road they did, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Oh, when I'm going on that road, I feel the breeze. If you ride on that road, 7 a.m., I've done Lagos to the Oni of Ife's Palace, I've done Lagos to Erin-Ijesha, I've done Lagos to Port Harcourt, and few more like that, but I've done within Nigeria. And because of the nature of my job, it gives me little that I could explore in traveling. But however, I just see myself as a biker, and that is my way of escape to freedom. I just love the freedom. So I started biking in 1993, and I had my first major crash sometimes in 1999. So I took a break. Then I came back to biking in 2015. And since then I've been riding sports, Ducati.
I had an accident when I was training because I grew up as a normal bicycle rider. I was good at bikes, first of all. So when I was training, I just assumed that, say, hey, I'm good at bikes. Biking will be easy, but it's two different things. This has power. But I was careless with it, and it burnt me real bad. So I had a surgery, and it was just an ACL tear. But I am a basketballer initially. So I had a partial tear, but when I fell with the bike, it cost me complete rupture of my ACL. I did surgery, but that wasn't expected. I didn't walk for for 4 months. I couldn't walk. I was walking on crutches. That was unexpected. Because normally on bicycle you fall, you have bruises, you get up, it doesn't hold you down. So I had to do surgery. I paid a whole lot of money. So I always advise that whatever getting into bike, take it with caution. Don't be too forward, don't be too overconfident. No matter what, because it can lead to. So I could have experienced something way worse. I've seen colleagues that died over biking, but I was privileged to actually just do surgery, and I'm fine now, and I'm back on the bike.
And you still went back to it?
Immediately my therapy was over. Immediately they finished doing my therapy for 9 months. Next month I'm entering the bike, straight up. You know any biker that you know that these are just scars and bruises. We call it scars and experiences. So all you have to do is just be careful, learn from your experience and do better, which I have done. And since then, I never had anything. That was the most thing that hit me. I was shocked, yeah.
I've been riding for years. I've not had any accident, maybe once, which is normal. I mean, you can get careful, but the other people riding with you, motorists, casual bystanders, jaywalkers, so you don't know who will run into you. But first of all, safety starts with you. We're very regulated. I'll speak for my club and for the few clubs that I know. If we spot any of our bikers without gears, riding without gears, we stop them, ask them why they're not geared. Ask them, or we'll probably seize the keys, or we tow the bikes. But mostly we ensure that for every time that you need to ride, don't drink and ride. Don't drink. We don't let anybody ride under the influence. So those are safety measures and a whole lot.
First thing I will say is that if you look at the commuting in Lagos State, commuting to work in Lagos State, this could be an option you could explore. Understanding that commercial motorcycles are already banned on the highways in Lagos State. Now, this is a motorbike, it's beyond 200cc. Not as a commercial motorbike, but as a private one, you can use it to commute to your work, and trust me, you have more productive time when you get to work.
Omolara Animashaun and her husband are both bikers. They ride together, travel together, documenting their journey.
Since I became a biker, I've been to a lot of states in Nigeria. I've also been to some West African countries on my bike. Okay. Yeah, so I've been to Oyo State, I've been to Osun State, I've been to Ondo State, I've been to River State, Bayelsa, so many states. I've been to Benin Republic on my bike, I've been to Togo, I've been to Ghana on my bike, yeah. So I could have gone further, but because of the lockdown in some countries, their borders are not open. Many
ladies are usually scared to explore biking as an hobby because they feel it's something a guy should do. But in my own case, it's something I developed interest in. So I decided to learn how to bike and also document my trips on my bike. So I have a YouTube channel, Lara Annie on YouTube, where I usually document all my trips on my bike, just to encourage more females that are interested in learning how to bike also.
We learned almost the same time, just like 3 months gap in between. So I learned first, then she learned after I learned how to ride. So it's similar experience. It's just, going out in Lagos, the traffic situation is crazy. So I was just like, okay, what's the fastest alternative? Oh, okay, a bike. So I was like, let me just learn how to ride a bike, And it's something I've loved from childhood. So that's why I just said, okay, this is the chance. During the lockdown, I was like, this is the chance for me. Let me just learn this.
So do you guys share a bike or?
I
No.
have my own bike.
She has her own bikes. I have my own bike. So she has two bikes. And I have 2 bikes.
Then we travel together.
But we travel
You guys
together.
have a car or?
We just want to
No,
get the car.
because the thing with the car is who is going to drive the car. So you see, nobody is going to drive the car, so we don't have a car. Before traveling, you have to know, okay, these are the countries I'm going to. You try to, you make sure every document you need for each country is available with you. Make sure you are always with cash. You are always with cash, and you have to research the places you stay in those countries. So make sure you have pre-booked before you get there. So, you plan yourself properly, It's just like taking a plane and saying you are going to somewhere. You have to plan properly too. So it's the same way. But the difference now is we're riding, so we get to see more things than you.
The bikers say they're still not having a hitch-free ride.
So what's the biggest security threat you faced?
The biggest security threat is all these Lagos State Tax Force and the bureaus on the road.
Yeah.
They're actually security threat, and they are causing so much harm to the biking community than good. The reason is because you carry a proper tug, you give him a vest to wear, you embroider Lagos State on that vest. Now this tug is on the road, you are riding your bike, this tug jumps on the road. You try not to hit him, you are trying to avoid him. Now, in the process of avoiding him, you're probably going to drop your bike. It has happened to me multiple times, but I didn't drop my bike because I'm skilled enough to know how to avoid him. So now, these people don't have rights to stop me on the road because I have my driver's license and I have my rider's card. Having a driver's license already supersedes the rider's card. So if Lagos State government is saying, oh, we are trying to have a rider's card because of having a database for people that ride motorcycle, now you don't put thugs on the road that don't understand what enforcement of law is. They don't know how to approach people, they don't know how to talk to people, they don't know how to do these things. So these are threats to us, but in the biking community, the reason why most of us don't talk about it is because majority of bikers are top military personnel, you understand? So most times, they come, they see these things, they address it. So it's not really balanced right now because a lot of people, I've heard stories of people where they are going and a dog will just jump in their front and they crash. And the dog will still carry the bike, go. Do you understand? Not like they don't have all the necessary documents for the bikes, they do. But because these thugs are thugs, you can't tell a thug what to do, especially when the thug is state sponsored. So do you understand?
How do you think this can be resolved, this particular problem?
This can be resolved. If they want to resolve this, they need to train these people properly. They need to let them know there is difference between this bike and a delivery bike. There is difference between a delivery bike and an Okada man. Do you understand? I won't put a bike that is worth about 2, 3, 5 million on the road and not have proper documentation. Do you understand? Even to the insurance, majority of bikers use premium insurance. Do you understand? So, if anything, if you are going to put someone on the road to enforce a law, you need to teach them. You need to let them know this is how you go about this, and you have to engage the biking community. So you hear their own parts of the, you hear their own part of the story. Okay, this is how we can approach this. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, we are all looking for how to get a safer Lagos that is security, that the security threat is close to zero.
In terms of law enforcement, we always try to respect ourselves, make sure that we have proper documentation, make sure we don't do all the unnecessary violations that normal bikes will do. We just try to respect yourself because if you say you're a biker, you have to represent the biking community. You know, all the negative things that are associated with normal commercial riders, we don't do that. That's why sometimes we have meetings, we help intimate ourselves on basically, new policies that government want to put and make sure that we work with law enforcement. We're here to support law enforcement to make sure that the community is safe, the riders are safe, and just to make sure that there hasn't been too much bad experience apart from enforcement agency that are illiterate. The local guys, they don't usually know how to segregate between personal bike and commercial bike, so they get to stop people and say, where's your particular? But because we already know we are ahead of them, so we know that we have what we need. So if you want to stop me, you're going to tell me to take me to your boss who is more learned, then I can explain to him and I have my proper documentation and we're all good.
Members of the community tried to get the Afrobeat star Femi Kuti to start biking, but he has some reservations.
Most of us go from sport to touring, Abi, or to cruiser. Me, I did the reverse. I started from cruisers, I went to tourers, and now I ride only sports. Wow. So I was on the ZX14 from Lagos to Benin yesterday.
Wow.
And no, day before yesterday, and then we came back. After 2 hours, my knees are like... But before, I could ride, when we rode to Kano...
Sorry, how old are you?
53, sir. So, I can tell you that my joints are feeling it. But I say to myself, I will ride until the day I can't move again.
So I won't buy a bike.
Sorry?
I won't buy a bike.
You won't?
If your knee is paining you at 53.
No, not paining. I mean, no, what I mean, sir, is,
at 60, my knee will remove.
No, the sitting position on the bikes are different. Your knees are closer than if you're riding a Tourer. I can get on the Tourer now and ride for 12 hours. And I won't feel it so bad. But on the sport, it's different. Very, very different.
So which one do you suggest I buy?
It looks like Femi Kuti wants to buy a bike.
I don't want to buy bike. I'm asking questions.
No.
If you see me on the bike at my age, would you be saying, Baba, if I
No.
I have 10 children. I want to return home. Don't worry. With this Nigerian road, I ride the bike.
Uncle Femi, a cruiser is good. A cruiser is fantastic.
You are not hearing my English. I'm only asking questions.
I will recommend the cruiser, sir.
There are various bikes based on make, capacity, purpose, and so are the stories of each biker. Their resilience and resolve to be different make the community unique.
Well, so you have ranging from the 250cc. There's a 500. I do a 500 right now. There's a 650, 750, there's 1,000. So it depends on you. Like I've been riding since 2016. My first bike was a 250. I rode it to Ghana and back. And it can't, there's a limit of which where it can go. So like I said, it depends on the rider.
The motorcycle culture is a mainstream society subculture, and it covers both a social community and a mode of transportation. And for these bikers, they are living the moment, enjoying the freedom biking offers, and a little bit more.
Biker just yet, but I'm willing to learn. It's quite exciting telling this story, and this is where we anchor the show for this week. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Darido. We'll see you next time, and bye for now.